Hello, welcome to my channel, Booktuber. Today I will be summarizing the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by Mark Manson for you. Please consider liking and subscribing. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F is a provocative self-help book that challenges the conventional wisdom about happiness and success. Unlike traditional self-help books that focus on relentless positivity and constant self-improvement, Mark Manson offers a refreshingly honest perspective on how to live a meaningful life. He argues that the key to a fulfilling life is not to avoid pain, but to choose what pain you're willing to endure. It's about finding the things that truly matter to you and focusing your time and energy on those while letting go of everything else. The book is structured into 9 chapters, each addressing different aspects of prioritizing what truly matters and letting go of the rest. Manson uses a blend of humor, personal anecdotes, and philosophical insights to illustrate his points, making the book both engaging and thought-provoking. Throughout the book, he emphasizes that our capacity to not give a F is limited, so we must choose our FKKs wisely. This involves accepting our flaws, embracing uncertainty, and understanding that life is about solving problems, not avoiding them. So get ready to dive into a book that challenges the status quo and offers a counterintuitive approach to personal growth and happiness. Let's explore the main ideas and lessons from The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by Mark Manson. Introduction: The Feedback Loop from Hell. In the introduction of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson introduces the concept of not giving a F. He begins by discussing the societal pressure to be positive and happy all the time, which creates what he calls the feedback loop from hell. This loop describes a situation where the more we strive for happiness, the more we become aware of our lack of it, leading to increased stress and anxiety. Manson explains that the key to breaking this loop is to be selective about what we care about. Instead of trying to care about everything, we should let go of trivial concerns and focus on what truly matters. This involves accepting our flaws and limitations, which can be liberating. By acknowledging our imperfections, we can break free from the feedback loop and live more authentically. Throughout the introduction, Manson uses examples from his own life and those of others to illustrate the negative impact of caring too much about unimportant things. He shares a personal story about how his own pursuit of happiness led to greater anxiety and dissatisfaction, emphasizing the importance of letting go of the need to always be happy. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes exercises. He encourages readers to list the things they care about and identify which ones are truly important. Additionally, he provides exercises for practicing acceptance and letting go of trivial concerns. These practical steps are designed to help readers focus on what really matters and lead more fulfilling lives. In summary, the introduction of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F sets the stage for the rest of the book by challenging the conventional wisdom of constant positivity and highlighting the benefits of caring less about trivial matters. By accepting our flaws and focusing on what truly matters, we can break free from the feedback loop of anxiety and live more authentically. Chapter 1. Don't Try. In Chapter 1 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson shares the story of Charles Bukowski, a writer who achieved success by embracing his failures and flaws. Bukowski's gravestone reads, "Don't try," symbolizing his acceptance of his imperfections and his refusal to conform to societal expectations. He found success by being honest about his shortcomings, which resonated with many people. Manson introduces the paradox of success. Trying less and caring less about unimportant things leads to a more fulfilling life. He argues that the constant pursuit of positivity can be a negative experience in itself. Instead of striving for perpetual happiness, we should accept life's inherent struggles. By doing so, we can focus on what truly matters and lead more meaningful lives. The key idea that Manson emphasizes is that not giving a F is about being selective about what we care about. It's not about being indifferent to everything, but rather about letting go of trivial concerns and concentrating our energy on the things that are truly important to us, to illustrate his points. Manson shares personal anecdotes about his own struggles with caring too much about unimportant things. He explains how letting go of these concerns improved his life. Additionally, he provides stories of famous individuals who found success by embracing their flaws and focusing on what truly mattered to them, to help readers apply these concepts to their own lives. Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to reflect on their current problems and determine if they align with their values. By identifying problems that bring fulfillment and joy, readers can prioritize their concerns more effectively and focus on what truly matters. In summary, Chapter 1 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F highlights the importance of embracing our flaws and being selective about what we care about. By accepting life's struggles and focusing on meaningful concerns, we can lead more fulfilling lives. Chapter 2. Happiness is a Problem. In Chapter 2 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson explores the concept that happiness comes from solving problems, not avoiding them. He argues that life is an endless series of problems, and the pursuit of happiness is about finding the problems you enjoy solving. Manson introduces the idea of the hedonic treadmill, where constant striving for pleasure and success only leads to temporary satisfaction, followed by a return to dissatisfaction. This cycle can be exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling. The key to true happiness, Manson explains, is to face and solve meaningful problems. It's not about avoiding challenges, but rather about choosing problems that align with our values and bring us fulfillment. When we engage with problems that matter to us, we find lasting satisfaction and a deeper sense of purpose. Manson shares a personal story about his pursuit of a glamorous lifestyle in South America. Despite achieving the outward appearance of success, he found himself feeling empty and dissatisfied. This experience led him to realize that superficial pursuits do not lead to lasting happiness. He also provides examples of individuals who found happiness by embracing challenges and solving meaningful problems. These stories illustrate that fulfillment comes from facing life's difficulties head-on and finding joy in the process of overcoming them. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to reflect on their current problems and determine if they align with their values. By identifying problems that bring fulfillment and joy, readers can focus on what truly matters and lead more meaningful lives. In summary, Chapter 2 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F highlights the importance of embracing problems and finding happiness in solving them. By choosing problems that align with our values, we can achieve lasting fulfillment and a deeper sense of purpose. Chapter 3. You are not special. In Chapter 3 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson tackles the culture of exceptionalism and entitlement, which he argues leads to unrealistic expectations and dissatisfaction. He introduces the concept of the responsibility fault fallacy, which posits that we are responsible for everything in our lives, even if it's not our fault. Accepting this responsibility empowers us to change and grow. Manson criticizes the everyone is a winner mentality, which suggests that everyone deserves special treatment and success simply for existing. He argues that this mindset fosters entitlement and a lack of resilience. When people believe they are extraordinary and deserving of special treatment, they are often disappointed when reality does not meet their expectations. The responsibility fault fallacy is a key concept in this chapter. Manson explains that while we may not be at fault for everything that happens to us, we are still responsible for our reactions and how we handle these events. This distinction empowers us to take control of our lives and make necessary changes, rather than playing the victim. Accepting that we are not special allows us to approach life with more humility and resilience. By acknowledging our ordinariness, we can focus on meaningful goals and personal growth. This shift in perspective leads to greater happiness and fulfillment. Manson uses the story of the self-esteem movement to illustrate how an overemphasis on feeling good about oneself can be detrimental. The movement encouraged people to believe they were special and deserving of success simply because they existed. However, this led to entitlement and disappointment when individuals failed to achieve their unrealistic expectations. He provides examples of individuals who found greater happiness by accepting their ordinariness and focusing on meaningful goals. These stories demonstrate that true fulfillment comes from hard work, perseverance, and embracing one's limitations. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to identify areas in their lives where they feel entitled and reflect on the impact of this entitlement. By practicing humility and taking responsibility for their circumstances, readers can develop a healthier mindset and approach to life. In summary, Chapter 3 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F emphasizes the importance of rejecting the culture of exceptionalism and entitlement. By accepting responsibility for our lives and acknowledging our ordinariness, we can cultivate humility, resilience, and personal growth, leading to greater happiness and fulfillment. Chapter 4. The Value of Suffering. In Chapter 4 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson explores how our values determine the quality of our lives and argues that choosing superficial values leads to unhappiness. He emphasizes that healthier values, such as honesty, vulnerability, and standing up for what we believe in, lead to more fulfilling lives. Good values are those that are reality-based, socially constructive, and immediate and controllable. Manson shares the story of Dave Mustaine, who was kicked out of Metallica and went on to form the successful band Megadeth. Despite his success, Mustaine still felt like a failure because he measured himself against Metallica. This story highlights the importance of choosing values that we can control and that are aligned with reality. Mustaine's value of success, based on outperforming Metallica, led to his constant dissatisfaction. The importance of adopting healthier values is emphasized throughout the chapter. Manson argues that poor values, like always being right or seeking approval from others, lead to constant dissatisfaction. In contrast, healthier values such as honesty, vulnerability, and standing up for what we believe in lead to more fulfilling lives because they are under our control and aligned with reality. To illustrate his points, Manson shares the story of Pete Best, the original drummer for the Beatles. After being replaced by Ringo Starr, Best could have succumbed to bitterness and despair. Instead, he chose to focus on what he could control, eventually finding happiness and fulfillment in a different path. Best's story demonstrates how adopting healthier values and focusing on meaningful goals can lead to personal growth and satisfaction. Manson provides additional examples of individuals who found fulfillment by adopting healthier values and focusing on what truly mattered to them. These stories serve to reinforce the idea that true happiness comes from embracing values that are grounded in reality and under our control. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to reflect on their current values and determine if they are leading to fulfillment or dissatisfaction. By identifying and adopting healthier values that align with reality, readers can experience personal growth and lead more meaningful lives. In summary, Chapter 4 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F highlights the significance of choosing values that are reality-based, socially constructive, and immediate and controllable. By adopting healthier values and focusing on meaningful goals, we can lead more fulfilling lives and achieve personal growth. Chapter 5. You are always choosing. In Chapter 5 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson discusses the power of choice and how it shapes our lives. He emphasizes that while we may not always have control over the situations we face, we always have control over how we respond to them. This chapter explores the paradox of choice, the impact of having too many options, and the importance of focusing on what truly matters. Manson explains that with freedom comes responsibility, and with that responsibility often comes anxiety. The more options we have, the more likely we are to feel uncertain and overwhelmed. This phenomenon, known as the paradox of choice, can lead to decision paralysis and increased dissatisfaction. To illustrate this point, Manson shares the story of a woman who lost her husband and had to rebuild her life from scratch. Despite her grief, she made the deliberate choice to focus on positive actions and rebuild her life, illustrating the power of choosing how to respond to adversity. By narrowing our focus and making deliberate choices, we can reduce anxiety and increase satisfaction. Manson argues that limiting our choices and concentrating on what truly matters allows us to live more meaningful and fulfilling lives. Manson shares personal stories about how limiting his choices and focusing on what truly mattered led to greater fulfillment. He explains that by reducing the number of options and concentrating on core priorities, he was able to find greater happiness and purpose. He also provides examples of other individuals who found greater happiness by narrowing their focus and making deliberate choices. These stories reinforce the idea that true satisfaction comes from making thoughtful decisions about what to care about and focusing on those priorities. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to reflect on their current choices and determine if they are leading to fulfillment or dissatisfaction. By identifying what truly matters and making deliberate choices to focus on these priorities, readers can achieve greater satisfaction and a sense of purpose. In summary, Chapter 5 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F emphasizes the importance of recognizing the power of choice in our lives. By limiting our options and focusing on what truly matters, we can reduce anxiety, make more deliberate decisions, and lead more fulfilling lives. Chapter 6. You're wrong about everything, but so am I. In Chapter 6 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson explores the fallibility of human perception and the importance of remaining humble and open-minded. He argues that certainty can lead to dogmatism and closed-mindedness, while embracing uncertainty and being willing to change our minds leads to growth and better decision-making. Manson begins by recounting how he changed his mind about various beliefs over the years, illustrating the importance of being flexible and open to new information. He shares personal stories about how his willingness to challenge his own beliefs and assumptions led to personal growth and more informed decisions. One of the key concepts introduced in this chapter is Manson's law of avoidance, which states that the more something threatens your identity, the more you will avoid it. This means that people often avoid information or situations that challenge their deeply held beliefs because it threatens their sense of self. Manson emphasizes the importance of confronting these challenges to facilitate personal growth. To help readers embrace uncertainty and cultivate curiosity, Manson provides practical techniques. He encourages readers to question their beliefs, seek out new information, and be open to changing their minds. This approach fosters a mindset that is adaptable and resilient in the face of new challenges and opportunities. Manson includes anecdotes and examples of famous individuals who achieved success by remaining open-minded and embracing uncertainty. These stories demonstrate how a willingness to change one's mind and adapt to new information can lead to significant achievements and personal growth. To further illustrate his points, Manson shares personal anecdotes about how his willingness to change his beliefs led to better decision-making and a more fulfilling life. He explains how questioning his assumptions and being open to new perspectives allowed him to navigate complex situations more effectively. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to reflect on areas where they feel certain and consider the possibility of being wrong. By questioning their beliefs and embracing uncertainty, readers can develop a more humble and open-minded approach to life. In summary, Chapter 6 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F emphasizes the importance of recognizing the fallibility of human perception and remaining open to new information. By embracing uncertainty and being willing to change our minds, we can foster personal growth, make better decisions, and lead more fulfilling lives. Chapter 7. Failure is the Way Forward. In Chapter 7 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson delves into the critical role that failure plays in achieving success. He argues that avoiding failure prevents growth and progress, and that embracing failure as an integral part of the journey is essential for personal development. Manson begins by sharing personal stories and examples of famous individuals who achieved success through repeated failures. He emphasizes the importance of resilience and learning from mistakes, illustrating how these experiences contribute to eventual success. One notable example Manson uses is Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. Edison's perseverance exemplifies the value of viewing failure as a necessary step toward success. Manson explains that avoiding failure often means avoiding risks, which limits our potential for growth. By fearing failure, we may miss out on valuable opportunities to learn and improve. The chapter introduces the idea of a growth mindset, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. This mindset involves seeing abilities and intelligence as traits that can be developed through dedication and hard work, rather than fixed attributes. Embracing a growth mindset helps individuals view challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. Manson shares his personal experience of failing multiple times before achieving success as a writer and entrepreneur. He emphasizes how each failure taught him valuable lessons and contributed to his eventual success. He also discusses the story of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, who credits her success to a willingness to embrace and learn from failure. Blakely's story serves as a powerful example of how adopting a growth mindset and viewing failure as a learning opportunity can lead to significant achievements. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to reflect on their past failures and identify the lessons learned from each experience. By doing so, readers can gain valuable insights and use these lessons to inform their future decisions. Manson also provides exercises for cultivating a growth mindset and embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. These exercises are designed to help readers reframe their perspective on failure and develop resilience in the face of setbacks. In summary, Chapter 7 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F emphasizes the importance of viewing failure as an integral part of success. By embracing a growth mindset and seeing failures as opportunities for learning and improvement, we can foster personal growth and achieve greater success. Chapter 8. The Importance of Saying No. In Chapter 8 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson explores the crucial role of setting boundaries and saying no to things that don't align with one's values. He argues that saying no allows us to focus on what truly matters, leading to more meaningful and fulfilling lives. Manson emphasizes that our time and energy are limited resources. To make the most of them, we must be selective about what we commit to. By saying no to things that don't align with our values, we can dedicate more time and energy to the pursuits and relationships that are truly important to us. This selective focus is key to living a life that is authentic and aligned with our deepest values. The chapter discusses the fear of missing out, FOMO, and how it drives us to say yes to too many things. This fear can lead us to overcommit and spread ourselves too thin, resulting in burnout and dissatisfaction. Manson explains that learning to say no is essential for avoiding these pitfalls and maintaining our well-being. Manson provides practical advice on setting boundaries and practicing assertiveness. He acknowledges that saying no can be uncomfortable, especially if we fear disappointing others or facing conflict. However, he argues that setting boundaries is essential for living a fulfilling life. By being clear about what we are willing to accept and what we are not, we can protect our time and energy and focus on what truly matters. To illustrate the power of saying no, Manson shares the story of Pablo Picasso, who was highly selective about the projects he took on. Picasso's ability to focus on what truly mattered to him allowed him to produce a prolific body of work and make a significant impact in the art world. Manson also shares personal experiences of how saying no to certain opportunities and relationships allowed him to focus on his writing and personal growth. These examples highlight the benefits of setting boundaries and being selective about our commitments. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to identify areas in their lives where they need to set boundaries and practice saying no. By reflecting on these areas and taking steps to establish clear boundaries, readers can protect their time and energy and focus on what truly matters. Manson also provides exercises for building assertiveness and handling the discomfort of saying no. These exercises are designed to help readers develop the confidence to say no when necessary and maintain their boundaries in the face of external pressures. In summary, Chapter 8 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries and saying no to things that don't align with our values. These examples highlight the benefits of setting boundaries and being selective about our commitments. Chapter 9. And Then You Die. In Chapter 9 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Mark Manson delves into the profound and often unsettling theme of mortality. He argues that accepting death as a natural part of life can lead to a more purposeful and intentional existence. By acknowledging our mortality, we can prioritize what truly matters and live more authentically. Manson begins by addressing the inevitability of death and its influence on our lives. He discusses how an awareness of our mortality can motivate us to live more meaningfully and intentionally. By recognizing that our time is limited, we are encouraged to focus on what is truly important and let go of trivial concerns. He references Ernest Becker's book, The Denial of Death, which explores how our fear of death drives much of human behavior. Manson explains that by confronting and accepting our mortality, we can free ourselves from the fear that often dictates our actions. This acceptance allows us to live more fully and with greater intention. Manson shares personal experiences of dealing with loss and how they shaped his perspective on life and death. He recounts how these experiences made him more aware of the fleeting nature of life and motivated him to live in alignment with his values. He emphasizes that facing our fears and living in accordance with our values is the key to a fulfilling life. To illustrate his points, Manson shares the story of the Buddha's enlightenment journey. The Buddha confronted the realities of aging, sickness, and death, which led to profound personal growth and enlightenment. This story serves as an example of how facing mortality can lead to a deeper understanding of life and a more purposeful existence. Manson also shares personal anecdotes about how contemplating his mortality has influenced his decisions and priorities. These reflections highlight the importance of living in alignment with one's values and focusing on what truly matters. To help readers apply these concepts, Manson includes practical exercises. He encourages readers to reflect on their own mortality and consider how it influences their priorities and decisions. By contemplating the finite nature of life, readers can gain clarity on what is truly important and make more intentional choices. Manson also provides exercises for confronting fears and living in alignment with one's values. These exercises are designed to help readers face their fears, embrace their mortality, and live more authentically. In summary, Chapter 9 of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F emphasizes the importance of accepting death as a natural part of life. By acknowledging our mortality, we can prioritize what truly matters face our fears, and live in alignment with our values. This acceptance leads to a more purposeful and fulfilling existence. Key takeaways. The subtle art of not giving a FT emphasizes the importance of being selective about what we care about, advocating for a focus on meaningful concerns over trivial ones. Happiness, according to Manson, comes from solving meaningful problems and embracing challenges rather than avoiding them. Our values play a crucial role in determining our life's quality. Adopting healthier values and taking responsibility for our circumstances empowers us to make positive changes. Failure is seen as a necessary part of success, with resilience and personal growth stemming from viewing failures as opportunities. Setting boundaries and being selective about commitments allow us to focus on what truly matters, leading to better decision-making. Finally, acknowledging our mortality helps prioritize what is genuinely important, face fears, and live authentically. By applying these principles, readers can cultivate a mindset that prioritizes meaningful experiences and relationships, resulting in a more fulfilling and intentional life. The book provides practical advice for navigating life's challenges and embracing the journey of personal growth and self-discovery. Thank you for tuning in to Booktuber. I hope this detailed summary of the subtle art of not giving a F has been insightful and inspiring. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more book summaries and life tips. Happy reading and happy learning.